guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is QueenBeluchi, and today we're going to be talking about reprogramming your mind after trials, tribulations, and trauma. I used to look at life from a very pessimistic mindset. When I was in college, I felt very overwhelmed by all of the things that were new to me, all the things that were going on around me. Every year was so dramatic. When should I take my MCAT? It was a lot going on mentally. And for me, when I was listening to other people preach about their dream lives, go get the bag, it was very annoying to hear. And I'll look at those people and be like, it's easy for you to say that. When you're rich, you can, everybody, they'll stop them in the street. How much do you make a year? They'll be like, I make $250,000. I make $3 million a month. And they're like, believe in yourself and go after your dreams, and not any real resources or help. It was just hard to hear because I'm stuck in my current reality and I'm trying to work my way around that. Overall, at that time, I was really upset that I had to work how many jobs to pay my way through college. Doing all of this stuff, not having the privilege to just go to school and make the grades that I needed to get into medical school at the time. Working towards a biology degree that I now know I didn't even really need. And I was just upset, stuck, and angry. And I would see so many people when I was in college start businesses, go take trips, just have this freedom that I just didn't have, working how many ever jobs and studying all day, class to class, 8 a.m. classes that, in labs that would last from 4 to 7 p.m. and then, going to work right after. And even when people would decide to drop out of college, they were fine because they had parents who could support them through that process. And it just felt so unfair that the playing field was just so uneven. At one point, I was so sad and depressed that my life was the way it was. I would say this was 2020, right before the pandemic. I was already 2 years into my college degree, and I was also trying to make a pivot to, maybe transfer to another school, change my major. I needed something to shake, something to shift because I just was not happy. And at that time, things mentally had gotten so low that I realized I really needed to make a mental shift. I couldn't keep living life as if I was the victim or I was dealt a bad hand of cards, because I was, but I had to start seeing life in a better way and reprogram my mind. I had to realize that I had control over my life, and the only thing that was holding me back was myself. And that's when I started really being able to change my life. Without me having done that, I would not be where I am today. I've started to make a lot of videos about working towards your goals, motivating yourself, discipline, putting in the work, mindset, manifestation. And all of that is really important, but you can't do any of those things unless you reprogram your mind and try to look at your current reality from a different lens. So I'm going to share with you guys a few things that really helped me during that period, how I completely looked at the world from a different way to start changing my life. In 2020, I started to get into spirituality during the pandemic. I had to start realizing what parts of my life that I wasn't truly happy with. I felt like prior to the pandemic, I was going out a lot. I, had a sense of purpose, but it was more of what I had been thinking my whole life, and there wasn't any new thoughts floating around up here. I was working my ass off for the best grades to get into medical school in a few years from that time. I was working weekend jobs, I was working after school, I was working at my school. I really began to realize that a lot of the things that I was doing was not making me happy. I didn't know where to go to learn how to create my next steps. I didn't know who to talk to about the new thoughts that I was having as I was adulting, the new wants, the entrepreneurial journey that I wanted to go on, and the decision to walk away from continuing to be in the healthcare industry, which I honestly didn't do till I graduated. So I did stay 4 years going after a biology degree, going after med school, and it just came to a crashing close for me. During my journey of spirituality, I had to learn about chakras. I had to learn about the places of my body that are telling me what's going on with me, what's going wrong, what's going right, the foods that I eat, how they're affecting my body, how they're affecting my hormones, how they're affecting my mood. Just really becoming in tune with my body and unlearning the things that I had learned throughout my life that was no longer serving me. If you really want to change your life and step into your dream life, you have to start unlearning the things that you used to do in the past and start honing into the things that you must do now. You have to listen to your body, listen to the parts of yourself that are no longer aligned, cut the fat, and add on the things that you do need. If you've been told your whole life that you have to go to college, that you have to work a 9-to-5, that you have to eat a certain way, you have to unlearn those things, and it's gonna take time. And it's gonna take a lot of confidence and work to figure out what your next steps are and unlearning what you've learned. And I've made a video on how to trust yourself, different ways that you can begin to hear your subconscious and conscious mind. I definitely think you should go check that out to really align yourself with your next steps and your wants and your needs. It's important to look inward and question yourself, are these things serving me? Is school serving me? Is my job serving me? Is this person serving me? Just overall getting an understanding of where you are mentally in life right now. But the next thing I'll tell you is really start writing down the areas that you want to improve and the next step that you want to take. Journaling is really important to me because it gives you a reference of something to look back on and start appreciating where you are right now. You can start making a list of all the things you need to do for your YouTube channel, applying for a new position, things that you need to do to start your business. You know, as you're reprogramming your mind and you're journaling and you're unlearning, you're also putting in the effort and the time that it will take to position yourself properly. For me, mental health also comes into a factor. When you are reprogramming your mind, it's very important to learn your body and learn what you want in general when it comes to your body. So attached to that, when you're working on your mental health, I believe meditating is very important. Sitting in a space of stillness. Before you do anything, you have to know what's going on up here. You have to know what your triggers are. You have to know what is causing you to fall into patterns that you no longer love or you no longer like. And I'm not gonna say it's easy, but I think when you're in a more meditative state, in a space of healing, you'll be able to hear your innermost thoughts and align yourself with what you've always wanted and who you've always wanted to become. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you really enjoyed it and that you will also comment down below ways that you are reprogramming your mind and continue to build the life of your dreams. Love you guys. Bye. I look good, y'all. I look good today. Y'all like the new setup? I tried to switch it up, a little bit for you guys.